Hello and welcome everyone. This is the Prussian Prince on another Rome 2 video. That's part of the Rome 2 multiplayer guide series that I'm working on. It's going to be demonstration of the active playstyle. This in particular is going to be the rush substyle. So at the moment you can see that I'm playing as Rome. And I've got a Legatus, 2 elephants, which are for shock to instantly kill enemy infantry, and for the fear effect, then I've got like a bunch of Praetorian guards and armored legionaries. This is a very simple build that you should start with when you first play the game. You can even simplify it further by bringing like a mass of heavy infantry only, if you'd like. And it could still work very well, but remember that you should turn off formation attack, as they perform worse if you don't turn it off. As funny as that sounds. Yeah, as you can see, I've got a mix of Praetorian guards and armored legionaries. It's probably gonna be on this hill before I am, but we'll see. I'm gonna try and get up there as quickly as I can. Oh, nope, he's getting up there with his Praetorian cav. I'm not gonna let him. So yeah, as you can see, this build is just made for rushing into your opponent. Because I've got no missiles, I cannot skirmish at all. So since I've got no missiles, the only thing left for me to do is rush. Especially if the opponent has absolutely, like, if he has skirmishers, like, why should I let him use his skirmishers, right? So would be pretty pointless if I do that. I just want to rush him and make sure his skirmishers don't pay off, in case he does have them. And this is I mean, this is a pretty standard way of playing right now. Rushing is very popular, although skirmishing can work. It's not definitely not easy to make it work though. Requires a lot more skill than simply rushing. But here you can see my opponent has actually positioned himself not on the hill, more like this. So I'm actually gonna start engaging him, and I've got my gen somewhere around here, right? So yeah, he's actually just oh, those are elephants. Oh, I just realized. As you can see, playing while talking is not really helpful. I mean, it's not easy to do. But yeah, here I'm gonna send in my elephants. And the timing is very important too. That's going to be for another video, but I've completely messed up my timing, though it should still be fine even if I messed it up. Here I go with the trample. I'm gonna send my Legatus in. It's important to also send your elephants through the enemy once they make contact. Shouldn't let them stay still, because they do more damage when they trample. So here I go. I'm gonna go in right now. That unit is still over there. As you can see, elephant's doing a pretty decent amount of kills here. So yeah, this game is looking pretty good for me right now, as you can see, with the rush demonstration. Like, I'm not really doing like insane micro, and the thing is, with a small amount of unit types, it's easier to think about what you're trying to do. And when you're rushing, there are not as many decisions to make when you're skirmishing, generally. This is why it's easier to rush than to skirmish. With skirmishing, you have to worry about missiles, like how you put them, how they face, and from which direction you're firing at your opponent, where to retreat in case you have to retreat, which most likely will be the case when you're facing a rushing opponent. You don't want to engage him before you're ready. Yeah, at this point you can see that he is not in a good position, and I also used Loyalty of the 10th and Presence. By the way, the Caesar and Gaul generals are pretty strong at this moment in time. However, I'm not sure how strong they'll be by the time you watch this video, because it could very well be much later. Yeah, here the thing is he's got elephants, so still has a shot at this. It's not over yet. Here I'm actually gonna keep flanking, but you can see the elephants that they do an insane amount of damage here. Not even microing properly, but it doesn't really matter at this point. It is game over. As you can see, this is a general rush build that should pretty much be foolproof on a ladder. For the time being anyway, in dispatch. That is the demonstration of an active sub-style rush. I'll probably make another video demonstrating the skirmishing style, which could actually be referred to as both reactive and active, but for the purpose of this tutorial I'm going to be referring to it as active. So as you can see here, I've only got like Praetorian Guards, Armored Legionaries, and Auxiliary African Elephants. If you count my gen, if you don't count my gen, that's only like 3 unit types. So yeah, it's pretty good to start out with this. You don't need to really think too much. You just have to micro. Training your micro is a good way to start. Of course, if you use few unit types, you'll soon realize what their weaknesses are and what their strengths are. So this is why it's good to start with only a few unit types. You can see what they can beat, you can see how fast they can beat which units, and so on and so forth. But anyway, that's enough for now, guys and girls. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and see you next time.